Well, that was straight up garbage. The Blue Jays lose 5-0 to the Minnesota Twins, and after sweeping the Orioles, they lose the first 2 games against the Minnesota Twins. And once again, Ryan Borucki pitches an amazing ball game, but gets no help from the bats. The Jays get no runs on 5 measly hits and get shut out. Now, Ryan Borucki technically picks up the loss, but he had no earned runs. We'll get to how that happened in a second here. The only guy who really did anything special was Lourdes Gurriel Jr., and once again, another 2-hit ball game for Lourdes, and that ties him, I don't remember the name of the guy, but it was in the inaugural season for the Toronto Blue Jays. He ties him for rookie record for consecutive 2-hit ball games with 7. That's incredible. And Lourdes Gurriel today, I think he went 2 for 4 in the ball game. He struck out once, but he's hitting .295 on the year so far. What a great start to his Blue Jays career, if you want to call it that. Now let's move to the 6th inning. At this point, Ryan Borucki is just cruising, mowing guys down left and right. He did a great job getting through them the first time through the order. Ran into some trouble there, and I think it was the second time through early on, but got the big double play to get out of the innings, and he did a great... I've noticed with him, when he gets into stressful situations, for the most part, he stays calm and gets the job done. Top of the 6th inning, Joe Mauer leads off, and this is where you want to get him out because it's the top of the lineup, and it's the 6th inning. This is the 3rd time they've seen your pitcher. You want to be able to get the first guy out. Now, Joe Mauer hits a line drive to left field, as we've seen a lot in this series so far. Hernandez twisting and turning, and he turns to go square with the baseball, which is, I mean, if you want to do that, I guess, if you're set for it. Clearly he was not comfortable at all out there, as we've seen a lot from him. And it just clanks off I think it was the heel of his glove, and bounces, and he tries to get into second quickly, but Mauer's already on his way to second base. He slides in safely, and what could have been a first out of the inning turns into I don't know if you would call it a double, or no, it was an error. So that's a problem, because now you've got nobody out and a guy at second base going through their 2, 3, 4 hitters. Next batter, Eddie Rosario. Hits a hard hit ball to Devin Travis, lays out, makes the play onto first, got him. Great play by Devin Travis to save a run, but Mauer moves up to third base on the play, and there's only one away. Next up, Brian Dozier, and he hits a fly ball to Randall Grichuk. I wouldn't say it's really, really deep, but it's deep enough to score Joe Mauer. Makes the play. Grichuk makes the play, and there's 2 out, but it's 1-0. So imagine if Hernandez actually made that play. It would have been a 1, 2, 3, 6, and we'd be like, oh, this kid is just cruising. But instead, that happens. Then Eduardo Escobar doubles. Then Robbie Grossman doubles, and it's 2-0. Neither runs were earned on Ryan Borucki's case. So once again, he pitches an unbelievable ball game. The Jays can't get anything going for him. Then you move to the top of the 8th inning with John Axford going out there for his 2nd inning. He hit a 7-pitch 7th inning. He was ridiculously good in that 1st inning. Then in the 2nd one, can't really get an out, and then gives up a 3-run bomb to Eduardo Escobar, makes it 5-0, and at that point, it's over. The Jays offense can't get anything going against Jose Barrios. He was fantastic. Reason why he's an all-star. He did a very good job. I mean, his curveball is dirty. You saw it today. It was untouchable. He was fantastic. And the Jays, like I said, get shut out on 5 hits. Lourdes Gurriel with 2. Solarte 1 for 3. And Morales was 1 for 2. And he walked once as well. With a clean inning. Aaron Loup had through 2/3. And gave up a hit. Struck out a guy. Whoop-de-doo for Aaron Loup. But really, it was an awful game. Any little tiny opportunity the Jays had of scoring any runs, that was just terrible. And the error by Teoscar Hernandez was just kind of the team really unraveled after that, you know. And also, he's not been doing very well at the plate. Today he was 0 for 4 with a couple strikeouts. He has a .250 batting average right now, which isn't all that bad. But the problem is, guys, and I think it's going to happen at some point with Teoscar. they're probably going to be going before games for about an hour, just ripping baseballs at him in left field. To the gaps, in, deep, whatever. They're going to have to do that with him because tracking fly balls seems really odd for him. If they're like high fly balls, okay, he usually does all right with those. But if they're liners or if they're, gappers and the routes he takes are really awkward. And again, guys, remember what Devin Travis, I think it was last year? I think it was a couple of years ago. He was abysmal defensively. He hit 300, but his defense was absolutely awful. They went down with injury, and we're like, oh, well, there he is for the season. Then he comes back last year. Obviously, he's out for the second half of that season, really. But up until that point, defensively, he was very, very good. And this year, Devin Travis, overall, I don't think he's done all that bad at second base. He's made a lot of tough plays today. He was very, very busy and did a very good job today. I think overall he's had a very good defensive season at second base. You know why? He's gotten more reps. He's learned the turf. He's just feels more comfortable there. Repetition. And I think with time, Teoscar Hernandez is going to find that. I'm not asking Teoscar Hernandez to be a Yoenis Cespedes, a guy who's an unbelievable outfielder, got a cannon of an arm, always accurate, and is fantastic. I'm not asking him to be a Mike Trout and start climbing walls. I'm not asking him to be Kevin Pillar. I'm asking him to make the routine plays, and if they're hard hit balls at you, make the play if you can. If you're able to make the play, make the play. If it's in the gap, whatever. You can't do anything about it. He's got a hard arm. He's got a cannon of an arm. But it's just the routes he takes, and it's just sometimes up here he's not there. Again, guys, this team is not going anywhere. We all know that. So why are we getting angry at Teoscar Hernandez? He has not played an entire season in the big leagues. Is he going to make mistakes? Yes. Lourdes Gurriel has made some abysmal mistakes at second base and shortstop. Are we talking about that? Not really. Why? Because he's raking the baseball offensively. Teoscar Hernandez is going to find his way. Give him time. We didn't give Grichuk a lot of time. We were on him like a sack of potatoes. Have we said anything about him lately? No, because he's actually been playing not all that bad. Now today he didn't do all that great, but really no Blue Jay did at all. So give Hernandez some time. He's in a weird spot right now where defensively he hasn't looked great and offensively he hasn't looked great, but that will come around with time. He has raw power. That you can't teach that. You can't teach a guy a good arm. You can't teach a guy power. The rest, fielding, routes, that kind of stuff, yeah, that just is repetition and just working on it. He'll get there. We just got to take our time with him. Was it tough to watch him out there today? Oh, yeah. It's not the end of the world. It really isn't. It sucked, but it's not the end of the world. It's just the way it is, guys. That's the way we got to look at the season. You got to take it for a grain of salt. What was positive today? Baraki looked fantastic. Didn't give up an earned run, but he took the loss. There you go. Gurriel Jr. stays red hot, continues to rip the baseball apart, and just looks great out there. I'm going to leave it at that. Those are really the positives out of this game today, because really there's nothing else. All right? The finale of this series, the Jays look to salvage, I guess, the finale of it. 4:07 first pitch tomorrow, early afternoon, or not, I won't say early afternoon, 4:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. And Sam Gaviglio versus Irvin Santana making his first start of the season. Big reason of why the Twins have not really had a great season overall. A lot of injuries to their key guys. Irvin Santana comes back for his first start of the season tomorrow against the Blue Jays. But really, Jays fans, you got to take it day by day. Good news! You want some good news, people? And I'm just going to check to make sure I'm correct here before I start opening my mouth here. This game today is game 100 on the season. We're getting there, people. We're getting there. 62 more. It sounds like a lot. But we've done 100. Just keep grinding day by day. Take positives out of things. And the trade deadline is very, very soon. It's next week. Now, we heard a lot of things today. We heard possibly the Jays are trying to shop Roberto Osuna. We heard they're trying to really pursue getting rid of guys like Axford, Clippard, guys like that, and the asking price for J. Happ has dropped. But I heard the asking price initially was the Yankees top prospect, their first or second overall prospect. Look, I love J Happ, but that's not a guy you're going to be getting for J Happ. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. But I think you got to unload, guys. The time is ticking. We just gotta relax a little bit. We just gotta breathe. All right. So you know what, guys? That is gonna do it for this one. You guys enjoy this video. And you guys you guys wanted to puke after this game. Hit that like button. I do appreciate that. And the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of this game. What have you thought of Lourdes Gurriel? What are your impressions on Ryan Borucki, who after today's ball game, his ERA drops to 2.79, ridiculously good in his first few starts in the big leagues. He's looked solid. We look to continue to get that from him the remainder of the season. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that, and I will talk to you guys Thursday podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Go check that out down below. Also, Twitter down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow night. I got a baseball game at 7, so I won't be home till a little bit later. But the Jays play at 4:07 tomorrow at Rogers Center. Irvin Santana, Sam Gaviglio, as the Jays look to salvage the finale of the series. I mean, it would be nice to see a win. And let's see if Teoscar Hernandez can get that back going again. And let's see if Lourdes Gurriel can stay red hot. We'll wait and see. We'll talk to you guys then.